clan most triumphant, yes.
Alright, hey Strat fans, it's Colonel Strat, the strategy extraordinaire here, and today we're going to visit and explore our furry little rat friends, the Skaven. So, for this review, for this guide, I've chosen Queek over Tretch because Queek has the less amount of bonuses, even though he does buff up his storm vermin and his chieftains, but and he's good against dwarves. But Tretch has a lot more unique mechanics now. So I've chosen him for this guide for the race. So we're going to dive in with Warlord Creek and see just how destructive these little rat boys can be.
Run, things. Tell all Queek comes.
Alright, Queek, we'll make sure to do that. So the Ratmen, they play a little unique compared to others, and Queek does have one unique mechanic that others don't, and that's the race for Count 8 Peaks. But overall, their campaign style is very horde-like, which suits their race perfectly. So I have a special mod that gives warp stone instead of like regular currency, but still, they have regular currency. They have the currency. They also have this bar right here, food. So Skaven, they do better when they have more food. So what you need to do is you need to build buildings, you loot, kill, like ravage, do rituals, kill captives to consume them, and you want to stock up your food. Which food, when you're in abundance, can be really good. You get some bonuses, but when you're in the deficit, it can really hurt your control, your replenishment, growth, all that stuff. Skaven grow pretty fast, so they have a lot of growth buildings, so that doesn't really matter, but it's the control that's the issue, because Skaven armies on normal, like without the mod that I have, again, just like the Dark Elves, they have loyalty, and when your food is low, it reduces your loyalty as well. So, food is a really integral mechanic to the Skaven, and some say that it's kind of a shit mechanic because they don't really like it. They don't like how it's limiting, because like if you go over, like you have to get to 100 food, and like maintain that. Like you can use food to like use menace from below, or to like instantly tier up a settlement when you capture it, which is good, but it'll drop your food down and and start getting negative bonuses. So their building tree is pretty standard, for an army. It's got like the standard advanced buildings and military buildings, defensive buildings, infrastructure. Nothing too fancy in the buildings. The technology, it's good. It's got some different branching paths, and a lot of different bonuses that are really good, as well as getting undercities and all that. So Skaven can build undercities underneath enemy cities. So like this one right here, we could build an undercity there, and start siphoning money, or even blow it up with a bomb, which is really cool to do. And then the Skaven do have access to rates because they're a Warhammer 2 race. So their rates are as follows: the dominating scheme, which gives them food, growth, control, and casualty in recruitment cost every turn, which is always good. I'll usually start with this one to get me some food up. The 13th scheme, which gives you diplomatic relations with Skaven, and loyalty, which is a really big buff. Also, this is, I think, just for Clan Moors. Moors Clanstone. It is a nice buff that they get for the army ability. The Pestilence scheme, which spawns a Plague Priest, which is capable of spelling deadly plagues. And then the Scheme of Doom, which spawns a Warlock Engineer capable of targeting a foreign settlement to either establish an undercity or cause an earthquake there, which I'm going to do that scheme. And then go here, establish Warlock Laboratory, an undercity.
Bring it down!
And there we go. Now to show you what an undercity is. See, this is the undercity here. We have a laboratory here, and these so many different things you could siphon. Food, you can generate food, you can siphon gold. Yeah, you can siphon gold here, so it's really good. But But you have to make sure that you're not discovered, because if you're discovered, then the enemy will be alerted and they might destroy it. Usually they don't for some reason whenever you're playing on lower difficulties, but they definitely will on higher. Now, Skaven have their own corruption, but they don't like it. So the more Skaven corruption there is in a province, the less public order will be, because the more Skaven corruption you get, the more packed they are, so they don't like it. So that's their own. Skaven are the only race that does not benefit from their own corruption. This diplomacy is pretty standard. They like each other. They like other non-order, non-chaos factions. They do like chaos factions too. But that's pretty much the gist of the campaign stuff. So let's move on to some army compositions. Alright, and Strat fans, so this is a tier 1 army here. So, basically what you see here is, I've taken Queek, our lord here, and I've decked him out with some Skaven, with some clan rats. So, I normally don't use clan rats in a campaign, because for certain strats that I like to use, they don't really have much of a difference to Skaven slaves, so they don't really do that well, especially against bigger targets like lizardmen. But for Queek, he benefits clan rats and all Skaven infantry units, so it's probably best for him. We've also, along with him, have a chieftain lord as well, because a chieftain hero, because this chieftain hero is going to help as well. And then in the front line we have night runners with slings. The night runners are very the slings are the better version for the night runners. Again, they're not great. The Skaven early game units are not great. They're meant to be just big blob entities that just lob things. So their missile units, basic missile units, are not that good. In the back line, though, we have the real MVPs, the warp fire throwers on each side. These guys are going to do a lot of damage. They have a lot of ammunition, and it's also magical and flaming. So it's going to do a lot of damage, and we want to get these guys around to the sides as soon as possible, as well as we want to keep them alive. So we keep them close to the lines with a wolf rat vanguard in the back to help keep them alive as well, and shield them from any enemy cavalry. So, without further ado, let's get into this first battle. It's looking a little bit more towards us. Alright.
Now, ready, now! Warp fire thrower!
Yeah, those cold ones are coming around.
Captain's command!
Yeah, we're going to want to focus on the Saurus, or the red crested skinks.
Murder, kill! Fight! Die!
The regular skinks are not going to be that good.
What orders?
Get them in there, get Queek against the hero. Good, warp fire. Fire on those Saurus.
Skaven! Yes!
Alright.
Fire
Focus on those guys. Alright, go after the skink chief.
Good, now kill! Easy! Ready? Go!
Yeah, we need to take care of these guys, because the warp fires need to be able to fire. Come on.
quick. Agreed, yes. Slay no foes. Night runners. Fight attack. Now move.
Alright, we're gonna go use these guys to help the back line.
What fire thrower? Tails forward. Night runners. Stab! Stab!
Wolf rats, let's go this way. Do it the skink cohorts back here. Have the night runners deal with these guys, and the warp fire throwers deal with those guys. Yeah, there we go. Victory is within our grasp. But it is kind of a slog in the early stages, like I said. The wolf rats were a great addition because the poison ones are just so good against any heavily armored foe. Because, you know, they do that poison damage, which really helps, you know, level it out. Okay, gonna burn this valor.
We wants this. Countess command and dying loyalty, master. Our tail yours, master kill. Fight, attack. Warp fire thrower. Good, good, master.
Oh god.
Kill, yes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to destroy those feral cold ones. The thing is, Queek is a really good melee fighter, so he'll do really well in any melee combat, any strained melee combat. He'll do really well. Focus on the red-crested skinks. Oh, some of our guys are falling back.
Yes, yes, yes! Slay, stab! Yes, yes! Stab, stab! Slay! Stab! Nasty things die! Die, die, die! Night runners! Fight, fight! Skaven, yes, yes! Watch, watch! Yes, kill, kill! Onward!
Alright. Let's have our cav deal with these routing troops.
Quick, unstoppable!
Take Dwarf Gouger and go that way, buddy. Alright, there we go. And there's the army losses. See, like I said, it's a little bit of a slog in the early game because you don't have any heavy hitting units. The only ones you do have that are heavy hitting are the warp fire throwers. They don't have that good a range. And they're very vulnerable in the early game too because you don't have anything that can sustain. Alright, so without further ado, let's go on to a tier 2. Alright, Trap fans, and here we are with a number 2. So, a lot of changes for this one. It might look a little weird to you. So, for my backline, I have Death Globe Bombardiers. Now, the Poison Wind and the Death Globe are both equally good, but the Death Globe, if you can get them, are a whole lot better, especially with their armor-piercing damage. I think it's a tier 3 building. You get the tier 2 building, you get the Poison Wind, and in the tier 3 you get these ones. So I count them as a tier 2, upper tier 2. So I usually pick them when I can instead of the Poison Wind. We have a couple new additions to our hero roster. So our Chieftain is now on a Bonebreaker. Really, really good Rat Ogre mount. And then our Packmaster, we have a Packmaster here on a Broodmother. And they're very good for like keeping like monsters and all that. So they can keep like monsters and regular Skaven good. So he'll be good when we get bigger monsters later on. And then we have a Warlock Engineer, which is really, really good to have for Skaven, because they have these mini Doom Rockets as well as access to Skaven magic. Then we have Queek with his outfitted with his stuff, his Dwarf Gouger, and Warp Shard armor. And then in the back we have the first Skaven artillery units, Plague Claw catapults, which are really, really good. They have a really good armor piercing. I think this is contaminated, so it's like a demoralizing effect. Then up front with Vanguard deployment, we have Night Runners, or Gutter Runners with slings. Really, really good. They have poison. I usually pick the poison one. And then they have physical resist, pretty good physical resist. So they're really good missile unit for mid-tier. And then I have Death Runners as my main army, which normally you wouldn't run, but considering everything else, they really are a good mid-tier option between Clan Rats and Storm Vermin. So I really, it mixes up your playstyle because you can't play defensively with these guys. You got to be aggressive because but they do have a good, healthy physical resist. So if you're facing physical opponents like dwarves or any mortals, they're going to do really good. They're going to do better than Clan Rats or Plague Monks. So without further ado, let's get into the second battle.
Explode, yes! Council's command! Bombardiers!
Let's get our bombardiers up there. They're going to be ones we need to get up there and start dumping some death wind on them. Alright, that's it.
Me, boss. Quick, unstoppable.
Alright, we gotta take out their artillery fast.
Warlock engineer.
Let's use some zap lightning.
Bong! March scurry dasa! What? Shriek! Die! Murder, kill!
Rush them. Rush the lines.
Obeys me, yes! Headmaster! Leader boss of pack! Magic's ready! Quick head taker!
I don't even think our death wind came up.
Straight! Shooting him! Quick head taker! Smash, kill!
Yeah, Death Runners are really good. Really good for a mid-tier unit. We didn't even need our Death Globe Bombardiers, but, you know, in practice, we could use them. Alrighty, so that was more quick than the first one. Now let's go on to a Tier 3. Alright, Strat fans, and finally, we have a Tier 3. So, a lot of different changes from the last one. So, we've upgraded finally the Storm Vermin, including the Regiment of Renown version, the Council Guard. Usually pick these guys up as soon as I reach the level required to get them. They're really good. They have, I believe, Unbreakable and Guardian, which normal Storm Vermin do not. And then regular Storm Vermin are really good as well, with 90 armor, decent melee stats. They're just all around better, and they're good to have. They're heavily armored Skaven infantry. Alright, so that's the baseline. Of course, we have Queek with his stuff. We have our Packmaster and our Chieftain on a Bonebreaker. We have our Warlock Engineer right here with all his stuff. And then on the end here we have a Doom Wheel. Doom Wheels are really powerful. We have they have a missile, and they are really good for ramming as well. And I'm going to put my doom wheel behind these warlock Jazales, which again it's the legendary, it's a regiment renowned version. These guys, they have snipe and they have shield breaker. Well, I think they all have shield breaker. But then we have the poison wind mortars, including the regiment renowned version as well. Rattling guns with the regiment renowned version as well. Where's that one? There it is. Teeth breakers. And then over here we have our Hellpit Abomination. This will be the unit that our Packmaster helped keep in line. Alright, and then that concludes it for this setup. So let's go fight the Empire here.
Warlock Jazales! Swing the move! March, Scotty, yes! I will go now. Yes, yes! Bring the cat, correct! Quick head taker! Back hunting! Scuttle bustle! Quick charge! Magic's ready!
Alright, we're gonna have to go engage these guys. They're going to try to pick us off.
War beasts hunger! Quick head taker! No! Warlock Jazales!
Our Warlock Jazales can fight them. Got our Rattling guns. Oh, and our death mortars will be able to do it as well. Poison wind mortars will too. Alright. We gotta make sure we don't destroy the Alright, now let's get our Hellpit Abomination over there, and let's actually take care of those guys here with the doom wheel.
What orders? Hasten, hurry! Council's command! Horn crats will! Nasty things die! Stop!
We're gonna have to focus on that. Alright. Warlock Jazales, focus on the mortars.
Rattling gun! Forward, backwards! What forward? Murder, kill! We move, yes! No poison, wind water! Snakes them! Quick head taker!
Pop all of his cooldowns.
Ready to hunt, kill! That can raise me, yes! Ready,
Get
steady,
cracked call.
doom!
Some good old magic going.
Packmaster! Dismember! Hey, what orders? Skid, move time! Agree, leak! Whiskers forward! Ready! Got the stab! They're free, there! Yes, Master, scurry! Stay, things! Storm vermin! Master, kill! Council's command! Now tail's yours! Die! Stand! Evil Monday! Guide us, onward! Eat, bite! Warlock Engineer! What? As master desires! Die! das horned one. Horned rats will. Ready, ready. Scary, yes, yes. Quick, fast.
Well, that should be pretty much it. We just have to deal with the flagellants, I think. There's just one unit of flagellants left. Yeah. Once they're dead, we won't have to worry about them. Alright, there we go. And that concludes all of our army compositions. Alright, Strap fans, let's wrap this up. Alright, Strap fans, and I hope that today you learned how to guide our little furry rat friends to victory. So, this concludes my Skaven guide. I hope you all enjoyed it, and were able to take some information and some tactics, as well as some unit suggestions from me, and just show what I think of the glorious Skaven race that definitely does not exist in the city of Altdorf. But anywho, I bid you guys farewell and many kills for the horned rat. So, without further ado, Strap fans, keep it strategic. Colonel out.